Hi, my friends. It is Miss Karamy from the Crystal Lake Public Library, and I'm back with another story time just for you. You know what? It is Family Reading Day. It is. And we have a whole week set aside where all kinds of people are going to read some of their favorite stories from when they were little or books that they read to their children. And I'm going to read one of my very favorite books from my childhood and one of my kids' favorite books too, because it is something special. It is. It is called Where the Wild Things Are, and it is by Maurice Sendak. And it talks about somebody who woke up and they're having a crummy day. Have you ever woken up and thought to yourself, gosh, I'm super angry for no reason whatsoever, and I'm just gonna kick my pillow? I have. I sure have. And you know what? That's okay. Sometimes you just wake up grumpy. The best thing that you can do, though, when you wake up grumpy is to have a rumpus. A rumpus. What? You don't know what a rumpus is? A rumpus starts off as an angry dance. You have a rumpus. You rumpus, 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 rumpus. And pretty soon while you're rumpusing all your angry rumpus dances, you might feel a little silly doing it. And so you might giggle a little bit. And so the angry rumpus turns into a giggly rumpus. And by the time you're done having your rumpus, you're kind of laughing and everything's not so crummy anymore. And that's what happens with Max. It is. Max is a very special boy who has a very angry day, and he gets sent to his room. Should we wait and see? Should I not spoil the story? I will start the story, and then you can see how Max's day gets turned around. Where the Wild Things Are. Yeah, it is a very special book. Yep. This is Max. He looks like he has a very imaginative mind, doesn't he? Look at him. He's wearing a wolf costume, and he's building a fort, and that looks very exciting. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. Oh, he's chasing his dog with a fork. Well, that makes sense, because wolves might like to have a little bit of a puppy, don't you think? Ugh. I don't think that's a good idea, Max. His mother called him a wild thing, and Max said, I'll eat you up. So he was sent off to bed without eating anything. Oh no, that would make a wolf very hungry. That very night, Max's room grew into a forest. Do you see that? Whoa, and it grew. Look at the bed just disappeared and grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. Do you see that moon? I bet a little angry boy would like to run away to the forest. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through the night and day. Yep, no supper. He's taken off. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. Wow, an island just for wild things. That seems pretty exciting. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars. And they gnashed their terrible teeth. Gnash, gnash. And they rolled their terrible eyes. And they showed their terrible claws. Look at those wild things. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into their yellow eyes without blinking once. Not once. And they were frightened. and called him the most wild thing of all. Look, and he tamed all those crazy wild things. Wow. Wow. And they made him king of all wild things. Max is the king now. He's sitting on the throne. And now, Max said, let the rumpus start. This is the rumpus. Get ready. Rumpus, 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 rumpus. Rumpus, 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 rumpus. You see all the angry monsters rumpusing? Rumpus, 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 rumpus. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Rumpus, 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 rumpus. That looks like more fun, doesn't it? Rumpus, 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 rumpus. And rumpus, 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 rumpus. Rumpus, rumpus, rumpus. Now stop, Max said. Oh. And he sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where somebody loved him best of all. And all around, from far across the world, he smelled a good thing to eat. And so he gave up being king of where the wild things are. What do you think smells so good? But the wild things said, oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so. Oh, they love him that much that they would make him a dinner. But Max said no. And the wild things roared their terrible roars, and they gnashed their terrible teeth, and they rolled their terrible eyes, and they showed their terrible claws. But Max just stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. Goodbye, wild things. And he sailed back over a year, and in and out of weeks, and through a day. It's very far. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. Look at that. His mom wasn't so mad after all. And it was still hot. Do you think that the rumpus might have helped the wild thing not be so crazy and grumpy anymore? I think so. I think sometimes when you have a really crummy day, a rumpus is the best thing to have, don't you? Because then your little angry person inside might have a little bit of a happy moment and a calm moment after the rumpus. You work off some of that steam and your gnashing of your teeth and your rolling of your eyes. Yeah, maybe that calms you down a little bit, don't you think? It's one of my favorite stories. I used to read that to my son, Carter, and my daughter, Emma. But now, they're too big to sit on my lap. But they will still have a rumpus with me. Every once in a while, it's good to have a rumpus. All right, my friends. I hope that you've enjoyed our story tonight. I do. And I will see you soon at the library. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.